So today I'm going to be making garlic parmesan knots. This is something that is loved by most of our students, and this is the one time or one out of the maybe 2 or 3 times that we actually use a convenience food. What we're going to do is we're going to use pre-made biscuit dough. That way it doesn't take us 5 days to make the garlic knots. Okay, unlike when we do prepare the pizza, it will take us a whole week along with the demonstration. So I am using jumbo biscuits that actually say that they're called butter tastin', and I can actually see the bits of butter that are in them. They come jumbo, and what we should do is split them in half. You can also see that my hair is up and my apron is on, and I've washed my hands. You'll just have to go by my word that I've washed my hands because I didn't show that on video. So you're going to cut them in half. Again, it says to roll them in a snake shape, rod shape, using flour. Again, sometimes I like to not use flour because the flour makes it harder to roll depending on your surface. So I'm going to see how my surface works for me. Okay, so I'm taking the piece and I'm basically just taking my hands and rolling it out on my surface, and I'm kind of panning it out. It may look easy on video, but when you get to it, some of you may have difficulties. It's going to be the first time possibly that you've made garlic knots. Okay, basically I'm going to take it, it says to wrap it and tie it. Okay, then you're going to take your other pieces and wrap them around into a slight knot. Now in back of me I have, let's see if you can see, I have a cookie sheet with parchment paper. Remember, parchment paper is totally different than wax paper. Parchment paper replaces greasing a cookie sheet. Okay, so it also makes for easy cleanup. So I'm just going to place them to the back of me because I don't have a lot of room to show you. I've already cut up a couple pieces, or to be honest with you, this is take number 2, and I started rolling out the biscuits without cutting them. Alright, so I stopped the video and I tried to fix my mistake, but now that I've told you, it's out in the open. Okay, so you know I'm always making mistakes. 6 to 7 inches, wrap it, twist it. Again, if you're having difficulty with the knots, doesn't matter what they always look like, it's about how they taste, okay? And making sure that you measure out all your ingredients properly. I've also measured out my ingredients already to make this process go quicker and not take much time in class for you to watch the video or perhaps as a homework assignment. And I'm just placing them in the back. I'm actually going to stop the video so you don't have to watch me for the next 10 minutes make the shape for the garlic knots. So I'm going to roll this one again, tie a knot. Okay, so basically you can pull this over and go underneath, and I do the same here and just tuck it in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, it actually even kind of looks like a pretzel. Most likely going to be hard for you to see on the video. So I'm going to roll these all out, and then I'm going to put the video back on so you can see how they all look. Okay, so I'm at the end and I've already shaped most of the garlic knots. Now I'm going to do the last 2 in front of you. So again, roll it into 6 to 7 inches, tie a knot. Basically what I'm doing is wrapping this one through and bringing the other one through to the other side. These basically are going to go in the oven with nothing on them at this point. Okay, so they're going to bake in the preheated oven, which I've preheated at 425 degrees for about 8 minutes. And while the knots are baking, okay, in class, you're going to be putting the other mixture together so it's ready once they've come out and they're pretty golden. All right, I'm going to show you. These are all the garlic knots that you will receive. Again, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to put oven mitts on for safety, and I'm going to put them in the oven for 8 minutes, and then I'll show you what to do once they come out of the oven. Okay, so my timer's gonna go off in about 20 seconds, and I still don't know what direction I'm gonna go with next because there's a variety of different ways that you can put the cheese and the butter on. So I've already melted the butter, I've measured out my ingredients, and I put the Parmesan cheese, the parsley, the oregano, the garlic powder in a custard bowl. So I'm gonna take these out and I'm gonna make a decision once I place them here. So again, you have your 2 oven mitts on. I'm gonna open my door all the way, and they have a nice golden color. Now they're gonna go back into the oven also. So you can see, or maybe you can see, is that my parchment paper has browned. It does brown a little bit. It doesn't burn. Okay, it may burn slightly, but it doesn't melt. Okay, so parchment paper, again, is just replacing greasing a cookie sheet. Okay, so these can slide right off. Yes, they are hot. Okay, so again, what has to happen is you have to get the melted butter on, and then you want to put the garlic knot in the mixture. So I'm going to brush the butter with a pastry brush. Get butter all over it. That's going to give it some nice flavor. So all over the top. It smells so good in here. So actually today's Superintendent's Day. So no students are here, but I'm here, and this is what I'm doing. I'm doing some videos and uploading some videos to Office 365, which is available to students to watch at home. So this is only a tablespoon of butter melted in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Just want to make sure, again, the pan is hot, so you're going to be careful with that. You see I'm just touching the garlic knots slightly, or should I say biscuits that are now turning into garlic knots. Okay, so they all have, whoops, forgot that one, some butter. I'm going to use it all, just do another nice coating. Okay, so I've used all my butter. And then what I need to decide is how I'm going to get this mixture. So I could, because it's been stirred, sprinkle it. I could place it in a bag I've tried before, sprinkling it all around. So I think I'm going to go with just sprinkling it on top. I can take it like this. This may be hot to you. And I can dip it like that too. Okay, so I think it's working best by just sprinkling. Getting as much as I can onto the top of the garlic knot. And then they're going to go back in the oven again with video. I don't know if you can see the nice golden color that they have, but they do. And they're going to go back in for, I think, about 2 additional minutes. And then I get to taste them. And I just told Miss Hamilton that I was making a video with these, so she was happy too, because she made them in class the other day with her students, but she didn't get to taste any, okay, because the students all took them. Sometimes it's nice for you to say, hey, Mrs. Sauer, Miss Hamilton, would you like one of our garlic knots? We are the ones teaching you, right? Okay. But usually when you're around food all day, you're probably most likely going to say no. At least I am. I don't know about Miss Hamilton. Okay. And there we go. I've used everything. Don't touch this with your hands, right? I'm gonna wipe my hands off on my apron. As you can see, that's where I wipe my hands. And then I'm gonna, again, so be careful because parchment paper can be slippery and everything can fall off. So I'm gonna grab it. It's cooled down slightly, and I'm gonna pop it back in the oven for 2 more minutes, and then I'll show you again what they look like when they come out. I can tell you and describe to you how they taste, but you're gonna have to make them at home yourself to actually see what they taste like. Okay, so join me back in 2 minutes. Okay, so my timer is going to go off in about 20 seconds. What you will be doing when they come out is putting them on your surface, on your table, either popping them into a brown bag because this does take all period, popping them into your mouth, okay, possibly sitting down with your group and finishing off your group lab evaluation sheet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place them on a plate, okay, and I'm going to see if anybody in the building wants to try some of my garlic knots. So here we go. I'll take them out. Turning my timer off. Ooh, smells so good. And place them down. I'm going to take my oven mitt off my right hand because I'm a righty. I'm going to take a pair of tongs, and then I'm going to put these on to a plate. Like I said, I'm going to walk around, see if anybody wants to taste one. Hopefully I'll get good comments. Trying to think who could be my hungry teachers right now. I'm sure there are many of them. Alright, so like I said, you're going to be popping them into a brown bag, or like I said, into your mouth. Be careful, they just came out of the oven, and they're going to be extremely hot. I'm going to put this to the back. I'll try to give you a close-up view. If you could only smell the classroom right now, it smells delicious. Okay, so garlic knots. By Mrs. Sauer. If you like them in school, hopefully you will make them at home too.